there's this hacker who I don't know how, but through a data breach, he managed to intercept some of Peter Thiel's private messaging, or I guess it's a website that they use for this club. And this guy managed to get in, or girl, and they leaked the list for us. They leaked the list of names. They leaked the topics for discussion, which are very weird. And overall, you will see a lot of familiar names on this list. You will see a lot of interesting names of people we have exposed on this show accidentally. Just kind of, oh, that's a weird thing this person said. You will see enemies, so self proclaimed enemies on this list, public enemies. A lot of U.S. officials, of course, a lot of billionaires, and yeah, I believe it's over 200 people. And we also have a Voldemort email attached to this story. So yeah, I mean, we'll just start immediately. But at the top, we have Peter Thiel. You don't know who Peter Thiel is? He is the, well, is the co-founder of Palantir, but he he's his name has been attached to projects long before Palantir, and Palantir is this massive AI drone data bank, data processing service that is mostly funded, I think, by the U.S. government at this point. They were going to be put in a lot of systems in the EU. A lot of those projects have been canceled. I haven't really looked into it. They announced they're canceled. You never really know, right? But I'll take their word for it, just based on some of the other news. And I mean, basically, police drones, military drones, AI surveillance. Peter Thiel's or Palantir's attached to that. Peter Thiel also helped fund Facebook and work on Facebook. He also, I believe, he's actually in the movie, The Social Network. So it's not a hidden thing. He was also on the PayPal, or in the PayPal Mafia Club. So him and Elon are really close. He's helped fund a lot of Elon's projects and companies. He was also on something else. I think he helps fund my one of my one of my favorite billionaires. Not that it's good to have one. Palmer Lucky's military company, whose name I'm just forgetting. One sec. Need coffee. But yeah, so I mean, this guy. Anyways, the point is, this guy's attached to a lot of big projects. He mostly funds them. I don't know where he got his money before he started funding them. I haven't really looked into it, but he's a lizard person. Okay, I mean, I hate to jump into it right away, but, he's been a puppet for a while. Him and Voldemort have been close. We've exposed him quite a few times on the show. If you've watched the show, the name is not unfamiliar with you. Him and you know who were pretty close. I don't know if they were doing what together, the other stuff, but I do know when it came to moving money, projects, and companies, these two were close. Voldemort and him were pretty close. As a matter of fact, they were close enough that Voldemort was very sure he could get the ex Prime Minister of Israel a job on like Palantir's CEO board. So connections are there. He's all in the files. We're actually going to read one today. But yeah, he's obviously atop the list. We have the U.S. Secretary of Treasury, Scott Bessent, who I hate this guy. Ted Cruz, he's the senator from Texas. Cory Booker, another senator from New Jersey. Tulsi Gabbard, who is the, well, former DNI. She just had her last day recently and dropped a pretty big file dump of her own that we'll probably look into next week. But I mean, already kind of interesting that a billionaire, a club being hosted by a billionaire, and most of the top people on the list here are U.S. Politicians and people in the administration. Very obvious one, Jared Kushner. Now, his roots run deep, straight to the homeland. He's got a lot of connections to a foreign intelligence agency, former senior White House advisor, now special envoy. He is Donald Trump's son-in-law, and yeah, uh, he is very involved with a foreign country. Dan Driscoll, U.S. Army Secretary. Alex Grinkowicz, NATO Supreme Allied Commander of Europe. Okay, nice. Jim Himes, he is another representative from Connecticut. Another dude from Palantir on here. Eric Schmidt, former CEO of Google and Alphabet. So, I would imagine, again, these meetings have been going on for 20 years at least. Elon Musk, of course, himself is on here. Henry Kravitz, KKR co-founder. I don't know what that is. Larry Summers. Larry Summers. Larry Summers also had extremely close connections with Voldemort. Extremely close. Very, very close. Very big guy there. Very big connection. Former U.S. Treasury Secretary, ex-Harvard president. I'm surprised they feel okay with attaching his name. Chamath Palihapitiya, social capital founder. That's a venture firm. We have, I don't know, president of for Americans Tax Reform, Grover Norquist. I don't know, another politician. It sounds like CEO, former State Department Policy Planning Director Anne Marie Slaughter, Gary Kasparov, opposition activist, former world chess champion. Interesting invite there. A couple professors, a pastor, best-selling author, um, former U.S. Special Counsel, so a lot of politicians. Estonia's Prime Minister is on here. Kaja Kallas. So foreign leaders are on here too. The Governor of Maryland, Westmore. Saudi Ambassador Rima El Sud. Sophia Bush. I wonder if relation to, the Bushes. Peter Gotler, President Cato Institute. We have the CEO of the Anti-Defamation League, Sarah Bond, who is the former president of Xbox. Scott Cook, another rich person. Google global vice president. Josh Brolin, who was an actor. He voiced Thanos, probably his most famous role. Shmuel Abramson, chief economist. Israel minister of finance. Okay. Brian Johnson, tech entrepreneur, longevity biohacking figure. Never heard of him. But to be honest with you, if you want an easy stock invest, I'd go and look up whatever the fuck that guy is doing. Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Now, that name is hilarious. Another actor. You'd probably know him from, what's the movie with time? The time movie. Sorry, the dream movie. Inception. But he's been in a bunch of others. Funny enough, he did. I don't. I don't know what to call it, but he went on stage with a bunch of senators and politicians, and he really wanted U.S. lawmakers to end a law that protected anonymity online, mostly in the name of anti-Semitism. Joseph Gordon-Levitt, and of course, he is here on this list. I guess it shouldn't be all that surprising. Tulsi, there being so I have the extended list, but those are obviously some of the most notable names. I believe it's over 200.